Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday morning to Power Partners United, hosted by the Women of Power. This is our weekly Thursday meeting that we put on every single week. We come back. It's hosted by the four mentors in power. That would be myself, Miss Isela, Miss Crystalline, and Miss Cynthia Alvidrez. We are here to share, to train, and to inspire everyone that joins us and for our power businesses. So welcome back, everybody. Let's go on and jump into our meeting. For those of you that have been here before, you already know that we like to get started with inspiration. If you're new and this is your first time to our meeting, thank you for joining us. We get started with inspiration. What does that mean? What have been some of your wins? They could be either personal or in your solar business. There are some examples on the screen in front of us. We'd love you to jump on camera, jump off mute, share that win. We want to hear from everyone. We want to be encouraging to each one and just hear how everybody's doing in their business right now, especially with this exciting time in California. So who would like to be first and share with us?
Might as well go.
All right, Barry. Welcome back, my friend. Let's go.
Always a pleasure to be here. Probably a lot of you already know if you've either seen posts or the other day with Jim Bunch, but I signed an 18 kilowatt deal on Friday, beating out 4 other solar companies, including Sunrun, SunPower, etc. And it's an all cash deal. That's signed on Friday. Site survey was already Monday. The $1,000 deposit was paid on Tuesday. So everything is going really good on that so far. I'm just hoping that, I get notice soon on the design and that we can get keep them in them too. I don't want any hitches on this one because they will not continue if that happens. So we want to keep that positive. And there should be no reason why it shouldn't make it through that I can see. So I'm really happy about that. And looking forward to getting some referrals from them too.
Nice. That's a very nice win, Barry. An 18 kilowatt system, all cash. I don't think you're going to have any challenges with getting it in for them too, because I know that Power has geared up and they're really getting those applications over to make sure that our clients don't have any challenges with that. So yes, I've definitely been noticing that going on as well. Thank you, Barry, for sharing. Nice. 18 kilowatt. Nice.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share? You can jump off mute and share with us. Raise your virtual hand. I see Isela. I see a hand. Isela. Sorry. All right, there you go. And then Robin, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. Welcome here to Women of Power. This is Isela Bonada. I just want to congratulate some of our consultants on the platform, Jorge Gonzalez, Damien, who's on here as well. To all of you, once you become a tier 2 and you can get Sonova certified, get Sonova certified. Don't be afraid of the platform. Just closed 4 Sonova deals. They wanted leases, PPAs. We did it, closed 4, and we're about to close one for Damien, who's on the call. And so, don't be afraid of the Sonova platform. It's definitely an advantage to have that. I have a lot of consultants that look for a Sonova certified consultant, which is, I believe, Crystalline and Marisa is also certified with Sonova. So anyway, just want to congratulate those consultants that reach out to me. And if I'm able to help you, I'm more than happy to do so.
Nice. Thank you, Isela, for that share. And you're right, Sonova certification, especially now in this market with things that are going on with our lenders, with the banks, being Sonova certified is definitely going to be a must here in the very near future. So if you're not, please jump on the knowledge base, get that certification. It just doesn't take too long, and it's going to be very valuable for you and your business. So Robin, you were up next, and then I see Damien has his hand up. You'll go after Robin, Damien.
Hello, ladies and a few gentlemen. And again, I'm sorry, my video is still not working. So I wanted to just let you know, I shared it on Power Pioneers, but I posted, I have solar on my house. And so this morning on social media, my local social media feeds, I posted a picture of my electric bill, which was $9. And that's for February in Connecticut. So I posted that, and I already have one electric bill So I've already got a lead with an electric bill, so I'm putting that in right now, but I had a ton of responses and a ton of people commenting on it, like way more than I expected. And so just wanted to say I was really excited about, when I got the bill, first of all, I was so happy. I'm like, $9 electric bill in January or March. I'm like, how great. So yeah. So for me, that was really good. And I'm just keep trying to I'm doing all the social media locally, and I'm trying to be really subtle. I'm really not trying to be too in your face, but I'm trying to show people that this is a viable option, and despite all the horror stories that everyone comes up with, I want to show people, yeah, here's my bill.
Nice.
Anyways,
In the pudding.
yeah. And I got another bill this week, so I'm working on 2 right now. So that's what's happening. And I did do the Sonova training, and I have to say it's totally worthwhile, and it does not take long.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that plug on Sonova, Robin. Great job on getting those bills posted on social media. Like I said, the proof is in the pudding. When they see those bills, they're like, oh, this is something I need to find out more about. So great job on doing that. Damien, you're up.
Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Damian Montez here from Lake Elsinore, California. I'm part of Anthony Bonilla's team. He introduced me to Isela, so I want to say thank you so much, Isela, for being my Tier 3 mentor on this project. Hopefully, we just did a solar presentation this week, so hopefully we'll get that deal wrapped up here shortly, and got 2 more ambassadors, and hopefully bringing someone on board to the platform here soon. So a lot of wins.
Nice. Amazing wins. Adding people to the platform, getting ambassadors, bringing on deals. Very
Absolutely.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. We love to hear that inspiration. Anyone else want to share? We've got a couple more minutes for inspiration time. Anyone else? Lily, I see your hand.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, last week I was able to sign 2 deals. One being a Sunrun deal that they were given like a higher quote, and we offered like REC with the microinverter that we also got like the mileage for they're planning to buy electric vehicles. So they will be canceling the Good Leap loan. However, just to let you know that if you guys have experienced that, Good Leap takes 7 days before a cancellation takes effect. And another deal of mine was my front door neighbor who trusted me with the deal. That's it. Thank you.
Nice, nice, nice. Thanks for those shares, Lily. It's always great to hear about people helping other people go solar. Again, especially right now. Anyone else have a share for us? We have time for one more before we jump into our training today. Last but not least, who's that going to be?
I'll share.
All right, let's go, Chris.
Awesome. So I was able to help, a friend of mine that I used to work with. Anyway, we worked together for, I would say, about a year. He just procrastinated, but long story short, we were able to get him into a program as well as his father's home. So it was a 2-for-1, well worth the wait. So follow up is key, guys.
Yes, follow up. I love it. Thank you so much, team. Thank you, everyone that jumped off mute and shared with us their wins. We're all listening. We're all looking at each other for that inspiration. So anything that's shared with us, we really appreciate it, and appreciating you being candid with us. All right, so let's go right into the next part of our training. Right before we get into the training, we want everyone to know about future trainings that are coming up. Please take a screenshot of this. Please go to powercalendar.com where you'll find all this training information, or you can also check out the recap email from the newsletter, and it'll have all this training on it as well. So every Monday, JC Rangel's team has a training. Every Tuesday, Jonathan Bernasso and team has a training. Every Thursday, Women of Power, we have a training. Wanted to point out we have a couple of people that are coming up within the next 3 weeks. We'll be having guest speakers each week. One of them is going to be Michelle Spina with Solar Edge, speaking on their batteries. We're also going to have Spencer Rosen speaking on Enphase and their batteries. And then we have Shaquan, who was just at on Power Day doing a master class. He's going to talk about event planning. We've got Power Day coming up, and he's going to help us find out ways to plan for those events and be a part of those Power Days. Okay, so all that is coming up within the next 3 weeks. Power On happens on Thursday. So if you need to know more about the platform, new to the platform, definitely plug into that. And then every Friday we have Building with Bobby. There's a different topic, anything from Lead Hero, LinkedIn, marketing, team building, very, very good trainings. Also, for you guys to know, please check out the calendar. You've got Enphase, Solar Edge trainings, office hours. There's 4 different office hours every single week. We'll have one after this training as well. One of the really big trainings that's going on right now are the market meetings. If you're not plugged into the market meetings and you're selling in a specific market, you need to get plugged in. There's a Southern California market meeting, a Northern California market meeting, Florida, Nevada. Pretty much every market we sell in, we have a market meeting, okay? Why is that important? They're teaching us how to read the bills. They're teaching us how to understand that market. They're teaching us how to overcome objections in that particular market. So please plug into those market development meetings. Another one for a quick screenshot, how to get project help. We get questions a lot about, I'm stuck on this project, or I need a question answered. So please grab a screenshot or grab this tiny URL code, and it will give you all the steps whenever you need project help on one of your projects. Okay. And now coming up will be me again, the lady that's been running her mouth the whole time. Hello, everybody. Marisa Fletcher here. Today, I'm going to be training on my real estate and solar 101 training. Okay, so what is that? I am a real estate agent and broker for those of you that don't know me or not familiar with me. And I get the question a lot. I go and do events at real estate offices and real estate brokerages and also local real estate boards. I do events and teach them about solar so that they can come on and be an ambassador, help their clients, refer their clients, that deal. Whenever people know that I do that, they ask me, well, Marisa, what do you say? How does that work? So today I am going to go over my slide deck on exactly what I say and how I work that business. So if you just give me one moment to pull up my slides, they are there. Slideshow from beginning. All right, so let me grab the right screen. 1 second, screen 2, share. Okay, sorry. I've got 2 PowerPoints up here, so I'm having a little technical difficulties, but that'll be corrected in 1 minute. All right, can you guys see my screen? I see thumbs up. Is it the full profile screen or is it it's the right one, right?
The right one.
All right, thanks, Isela. Okay, really quickly, for those that don't know me, and again, I'm gonna go a little bit quicker. I wanna make sure that we cover the amount of time that we need for the training and I can talk. So after we get through the end of the training, I will open up for questions. For those that are going to ask me, if you sign up for the newsletter, this presentation deck will be on that newsletter. Just put your first, last name and your email, you will get the presentation deck, okay? All right, so let me jump right in. Just a little bit about me. My name is Marisa Fletcher. I am a half of a husband and wife team. We are a real estate and solar team. Combined, we've been doing real estate for over 23 years. We started in the loan market and then became in the real estate market, okay? About 3 years ago, we joined with Powur, and we did that for our real estate business. We had clients that we've been dealing with for 10, 15, sometimes 20 years. Throughout that time, they were going to get in solar. They were coming to us because they had problems or challenges. We were not able to help them. Fast forward, we were introduced to Powur. We joined up, signed 3 years ago, strictly to help our real estate clients. So we can help walk them through that platform, walk them through the process, make sure they weren't getting misled. 3 years later, I am now a real estate and solar trainer. Also with Powur, I placed number 24 out of 7,000 on the Impact Journey contest. And as of April 2020, I've worked around 160 projects or helped manage over that many projects. All right, so that's enough about me. Here is my real estate and solar 101 training that I give to agents. The very last time I did this training was at the Riverside board. We had maybe 25 people or so show up. To date, I've closed 3 deals from that training of people that specifically gave me their bills after hearing this training, Okay, I'm working on 2 very big real estate agents to sign them up as sellers on the platform. Okay, so that's why I do these events. This is how it works. I go from an educational approach on educating them and then explaining how solar works for them and for their clients. So here's my first slide, real estate and solar 101. I go in with an agenda to kind of let them know what it is that we're going to cover. So we do an intro, we talk about the solar market, we talk about financing, the tax credit, how solar works, what it looks like before and after. We talk about appraisals. Those are all hot topics for realtors, how we can help them with their transactions. And we talk about referrals, how they can leverage Powur, how they can leverage me for referrals for their clients. And then we go through Q&A. I give them a little slide about myself so they know where I'm coming from. It's really important that I let them know that I come from the real estate world just like you. We talk the same language, okay? So they understand that we have the same mindset, okay? And so they're gonna wanna know, well, okay, if we're all in real estate and we don't like solar, why do you like solar, okay? And I'm gonna explain that to them. I'm a green certified broker. Again, I'm a nationwide real estate and solar trainer. I'm a wife, mother, and grandmother. I actually have a 8-week-old son at home right now waiting for me. and a 5-month-old granddaughter waiting for me. I let them know I'm passionate about home ownership as well as energy ownership, because I approach solar the same way I approach real estate. Okay, it's about ownership. It's about building that equity. And then again, I let them know that I placed 24 in the Impact Journey contest. There were 7,000 reps. I think that's pretty impressive. Here's a photo of us on our last build that we did. And I talk a little bit about this build that we do down with Prosperity Homes, where we all put our money in and they grab the 25 reps and we go out, hammer, nail, screws, and we build a house on land for a family. I dig a little bit deeper into that as well. This is my second time going on that journey. So I tell them the first time I did it for this family, and then the second time I did it for this family, okay? After that, we're all into the education session. Now they know a little bit about me, why I care about solar, why I'm here to train them. And so we jump right into your clients are going solar with or without you, okay? Most real estate professionals have a client that's gone solar, and usually what they'll do is they'll come back to the agent and say, hey, what does this mean? Or how did this work, okay? So they already know that their clients are going solar with or without them. 2 in 5 homes will have solar in the next 5 years. The day will come when there's no more gas cars, where people are driving electric. There's big fires in California and other weather events all throughout the states that are causing more people to go solar. Makes it make sense. People are running their air conditioners more. They've got these pools. They're running these heat pumps. So they're using a lot more energy. COVID happened, which was very unexpected. But when COVID happened, a lot of families started working from home and stayed home to work. Again, spike in energy and energy costs. The current administration is pushing solar. We talk about that. They're really pushing EVs. They're pushing solar. They're pushing renewable energy. One of the ways they did that, or they're pushing it, is they passed the climate reduction bill. Okay, and they extended our solar tax credit. They put it back to 30% and they extended it for 10 years. And then I also touch on the fact that NEM 3.0 is right upon us here in California and what that's going to mean to solar. Okay. I then go into that all new homes in California require solar, including ADUs. Okay, so some realtors may be aware, some are not, but all new homes in California that were built after 2020, they're going to have solar systems and solar panels on them because it's a requirement. Any new construction ADU or detached ADU, that's got to have solar on it as well. Okay, so right now there's a big influx of ADUs being built in the real estate world, right? We have limited inventory, but people have all this land. So they're building ADUs like left and right, left and right. Those clients are going to need solar as well. Okay, so we talk about that and what that means. What homeowners are saying about solar. So there were a couple studies done, and one of the studies came back and said that 69% of homeowners want more choices when it comes to their energy and their electricity supply. It also stated that 88% of homeowners support renewable energy, and 62% of homeowners said they would be interested in solar for their homes. Again, I am just pointing out what's already out there, the facts that are out there about solar. People are interested, people want to know about solar. So it should be important that realtors have a good reference or that they can help their clients in that area. Just how big is the opportunity? We talk about this in those meetings. In 2021, someone went solar every single minute of the day. That's a lot of solar systems being installed. Even with all those systems being installed, only about 3.5 to 4 million families have gone solar, which is less than 4% of the eligible homes that could go solar. It leaves us about 87 million households that are eligible to go solar. And somebody is going to help them, whether it's us, whether it's another solar professional, but somebody's going to help them go solar. Okay, so it's super important. These slides are building up a solar in the industry. Realtors need to understand that it's not an if, it's a when it comes to solar. And so we should adopt it more, and here are the reasons why. Next slide. What is the solar market saying? The most important thing on this slide that I point out is that the solar market is expected to be worth around $368 billion by 2030. And it's growing at a 7.2% rate from 2021 to 2030. That's a lot of money, $368 billion of that solar market growing, and it's just going up, 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 up. So what does that mean? More and more of your clients are going to be getting solar on their home, or moving into homes with solar panels on the roofs. All right, now, this is where it gets exciting, especially when I'm speaking to other realtors, my other colleagues, okay? Because there's reasons why realtors don't like solar, or it just leaves a bad taste in some of our mouths. One of the main reasons why was something called HERO, PACE, and tax liens. Back in the day when solar first came out, the only way they really sold it was through HERO or PACE, which applied tax lien to clients' homes, okay? When it comes to those liens, it doesn't make it good to help those clients sell their home. And that's where realtors got a bad taste in their mouth. Or it wasn't explained properly to the client when they signed up for it. Unfortunately, there's some in the industry that told clients, you know, it's free, it's not going to cost you anything. Now you don't have any energy payments, when in fact, those energy payments showed up on their tax bills. And they found out a year later or after the fact. So I talk about that. I bring it up, right? I talk about the points of a HERO loan. Right? When it's a HERO or PACE, there's a tax lien on the property, which makes it challenging to refinance or to sell that home later on down the line, right? Also in 2017, they changed the tax bills and the tax code. We can only deduct $10,000 worth of property taxes. Well, most homes, a lot of homes in California, just their property taxes alone are $10,000, not to mention the HERO or the PACE lien that was added on top of that. So what does that mean? The clients can't deduct it. The clients can't get credit for it anymore. Back in the day, they could. Typically, there's a one-time 6.95% administration fee, and there's a yearly interest rate of 11% or more. That's what it normally looked like with HERO or PACE products. And like I said before, these loans don't always show up on the bill for your first property tax installment of the year. So a lot of the times, reps, unfortunately, were saying you will have no bill. The client would not see it on their tax bill that first year just because it took a cycle to catch up, and they will find out about it later, okay? And so it left a bad taste in all realtors' mouths, okay? Another thing that happens, if that client had a mortgage on their home, not only does it show up on the property tax bill, once the lender finds out about it, they're gonna increase the mortgage to cover that payment. So now whatever that payment is, if it's $140, $150, whatever it was a month, now that client's mortgage is that much more a month. Okay, not bad. It's cheaper energy than what they were paying for from the utility. But when the client thought they were getting it for free, now you see where the problem came in at. Okay, that was really, really, really bad back in the day. Again, the thing about those kind of loans is they apply tax liens. Tax liens take first position. They cannot be subordinated. So that means they have to be paid off, basically, when you're doing a refinance. They can't be subordinated. They do not offer great terms or rates. But on the plus side, the homeowner could use the equity in their home to finance that solar system. So what a lot of reps did in the past, they would find areas that had a lot of equity. You know, we appreciate an equity pretty well in California, at least for the past decade or so. They would find homes that had equity in it and go and pitch to that homeowner, because it didn't matter what the credit score was. They were using the equity in the home, and, you know, they weren't explaining everything properly. Okay, today what we have now are called UCC1s. There's different ways that you can do solar today that make more sense to homeowners, okay, that can make them beneficial. We use UCC1 filings, which goes against the equipment, not against the home. So what does that mean? When that client wants to refinance and get a lower rate or change their rate, not lower today, but change their rate or remove their mortgage insurance, or they just want to do a refinance, they don't have to pay off that loan. It's not going to affect their refi. That UCC1 can be lifted or transferred either way. Okay, so it makes it a lot easier to do solar that way. Okay, again, like I said, there are better, more common ways to finance solar with zero out of pocket. Okay, there's basically two ways to go solar. You can rent your energy or you can own your energy. I use terms that realtors understand. We understand renting and owning. Okay, renting your energy looks like having a lease or having a power purchase agreement, because as we know, the homeowner does not own the equipment. They're just renting the energy from the utility using that equipment. Okay, the company owns the equipment. Or today, what I prefer and what most realtors would prefer are ownership of solar systems. Okay, that can be done with cash or with getting a loan. I then go in and break down, what is a lease? What is a PPA? What does it look like? I tell them their clients are still benefiting from cheaper energy. If the utility is charging 26, 27 cents a kilowatt, usually on a PPA or lease product, you can be as low as 11 cents up to about 17 cents a kilowatt. So it's still a savings, it's cheaper energy, but they do not own the system. They do not get a tax credit, okay? Also, there is no loan and there's no cash required for that, but you do need a 630 plus credit score, depending on where you go for the product. There is a UCC1 fixture filing. There is no lien against the property. It's a UCC1 fixture filing. And with the purchase price agreement, you get the option to buy it out after 5 years or when you sell the property. There's usually an annual increase in monthly price. It could be fixed, it varies, but usually it's sold with an escalator. There's an annual increase. That can be transferred to a new buyer, and it usually comes in 25-year agreements. Okay, so I break that out for realtors. Usually while I'm in there talking to realtors, I'm engaging with them in the room. I'm asking anybody, have they ever seen a PPA agreement or a lease agreement? They always have. Okay, and we talk about that. I explain what PPA means. Most agents don't know what PPA means. We're not in the industry. We don't know it means purchase price agreement, but it's still a lease, even though it has the word purchase in the title. Okay. All right, then I talk to them about the purchase option. It's the option I went with my solar systems. It's the options that I do with the majority of my clients. Not that leases are bad, they're just not the go-to option for everyone, right? Our clients need to be able to pick and choose which option works best for them. But with the purchase, you get a tax credit, 30%. That's huge. If you have federal taxable liability, that is huge. It also adds value to the home if it's a paid off system or you purchased it with cash. You can get a zero out-of-pocket loan, any type of financing from 10 years to 25 years, and it has a UCC1 fixture filing. Okay, it's not a lien against the property. That's the biggest catch with realtors. Is it a lien on the property? So always answer that question. Standard solar loans are transferable to a new homeowner, but I tell them what's even better is increasing the price of the home they're selling to include the value of that system and then paying off any loan through escrow when it's all said and done. It's the better way for realtors to go. It's becoming more and more popular as prices drop, and then most people purchase in California. Okay. All right, so we go over those options, lease, purchase, what that means. Then I talk to them about the solar tax credit. If they grab their phone and go to this QR code, it'll take them to the Department of Energy's website that'll break down all the questions about the tax credit. Okay, I let everybody know I am not a CPA, I am not a tax professional, but that's a good resource to send to clients that want to know about that solar tax credit. It's 30% of the cost of the system, okay? You must own the solar panels, you must have taxable income, and it must be installed at your primary or secondary residence. A lot of our clients got taken advantage of back in the day. They were retired, and they were being told that credit was actually a check, that it was a rebate check, that they would get back at the end of a year. I've heard that story. I've heard clients call me and upset because they did not get their rebate check, which is what they were told that it was. when in all actuality, it is a tax credit and they're retired. They didn't have they didn't have any federal taxable income, so they couldn't qualify for that. Right. So I always want to break that down. This is a tax credit. If you get a battery with that system, the 30% applies to that as well. And that it's a tax credit. It lowers the direct amount of tax that you owe. Okay. So if you don't owe tax, then you can't take advantage of that tax credit. Okay. But if you do owe taxes, you can take advantage of that federal tax credit. All right. So we talk about that because that's huge. A lot of the times I'm in the room with realtors and lenders. A lot of them are business owners and they don't have solar because they got turned off to it from back in the day. So they didn't open up their mind to how they can benefit from solar. And now they're finding out. Okay. Next thing I go into is the clean energy from their rooftop. I show them this graph. I break down how solar goes on your roof. The sun is giving energy to the panels. You're taking the energy your house needs. Any excess is being held on for you at the utility as of today. When your panels are not creating enough energy, you're using that excess energy that the utility is holding for you in their little piggy bank. Okay, that's kind of a quick and easy way to explain it. Or you can have a battery mounted to the side of your house and hold your excess utility there, excess energy there in your own little piggy bank versus storing it with the grid. Okay, so I break that down. I don't go too deep into detail. I just want people to have a general idea of how it works. And then a general idea of what a bill would look like after their clients go solar or after they go solar. And so I show them, this is you pulling energy from the grid. This is pre-solar. This is you creating your own energy and asking the utility to hold on to that for you. This is after solar. You want your bars to be underneath the grid after solar. I show them how there's a bill, there's a little graph on their bill each and every month. So they're not in the dark about how it works. They got a little graph every month to see how much energy they have stored up, how much credit is available for that, or on the reverse side, how much they owe if they've used too much energy based on the size of the system. So we talk about that. Here's a big one, okay? Because a lot of people or a lot of realtors don't know yet that there is value for solar, right? The reason we don't know that yet is because we're used to seeing leased systems. When it's a leased or a PPA system, there is no value for it. It's actually more of a liability to the homeowner, okay, when it comes time to sell that home. But when you own a system or you purchase it with cash, it is a value add to the home. It is a home improvement project to that home. It's a home improvement, just like when you add a pool to your house, okay? Here's the catch. I didn't know that not all people understood this. When you add a pool to your home, say you have a home and you want a pool, say it's gonna cost you $100,000 to add that pool to your home. When you turn around and sell your house, is that the value that you're gonna get for that pool? I'm just gonna answer that. The answer is no. The cost is one thing, the value is something else. So if I put a $100,000 pool in my backyard, when I turn around and sell it, I'll probably make 40, 50,000 more depending on the market for that pool, okay? The key is I still get value and my home's gonna sell faster and for more money because of that home improvement, okay? Same thing with solar. You're gonna get more value for your home and it's gonna sell for faster and more money because of that solar improvement on your house, okay? And then if they don't believe me, we love Zillow. We believe anything we see on Zillow. So I show them these 3 articles, one from Zillow, one from Berkeley Lab, and one from the US Department of Energy that clearly state that we get credit for owned solar systems, okay? Also, Fannie Mae just put out a newsletter that we do get credit for owned solar systems, and I might show people that as well. Now, what is the value is the question. And as you see, each different entity has a different way that they calculate value. So I don't go all into the weeds of it. I can't tell you exactly how much it's gonna be when you sell because that all depends on when you sell. But what I do know is that your home is gonna sell for more money and your home is gonna sell for faster because that family that's going into that house is now gonna have no energy bill for a certain amount of energy, bottom line. And that is a value, that's a savings. Okay, so we talk about that. I show the realtors this usually gets the most conversation because we're trying to determine how to add value to the home. Okay. After that, I go into tips and tricks that realtors should know and be aware of when it comes to solar. So prior to, I want to say, not even a year ago, our real estate agreement, our RPA, our real estate purchase agreement, did not have a specific section about solar. Okay. And so realtors would sell a home And if that home already had a solar system on it, sometimes there was no disclosure about that solar system, how it worked, how big it was. There was the seller didn't provide the contract because there was nothing in our contract that said that. Now they've updated the contract in our RPAs and our purchase agreements where we specifically have to ask questions about solar, get the contract provided to the buyer. They need to know what it is that they're getting into. Okay. And so as a tip and trick, I'm telling realtors, you need to ask the owner for their solar contract, who is it with, and what are the warranties from that company, so that you can provide that information to the buyers. Also, you want to ask those owners for a few previous Edison true-up bills. Okay, so you want to show those true-up bills to the buyers. Did they owe money at the end of the year? Okay, or did they get a credit back at the end of the year? Definitely a value add to that client, to that new buyer. And then you want to ask the owners for a copy of the production monitoring if the system has it. Okay, if it's an in-phase solar edge, it may already have production monitoring on it. So you want your seller to give you a copy of that information so that you can provide that information to the buyer. Okay, to make the home more attractive, to make the solar system more attractive to that buyer. Okay, so these are tips and tricks that I'm giving to the realtors in the room so that if they're not already doing this in their practice, they add it to their practice. Okay, because if we're not doing this, we can get in trouble for it later down the line if there's an issue. All right. I also give them tips on negotiating for the listing side or for the buying side. Okay. And I can give them this information because I work on both sides. I've been in real estate 23 years. I know how it works, right? On the listing side, we can turn around and help them list the benefits of solar in the description of their home. If that home has a paid off solar system, I'm selling a home right now in Moreno Valley, and it has a paid off solar system on it. The very first thing in the description, paid in all capitals, solar system on this house. That I'm describing that as I'm describing the beds and baths. Okay, because I know it's going to help my home sell faster and for more money because it's a benefit already. Okay, so you want to list that in the solar, in the description about the solar. You want to talk to the buyers and sellers about their options. Okay, if that home has a solar system on it, is the seller going to pay for it when it's sold? Is it owned? Is it leased? What are the different options? You want to talk to them about that. And then on the listing side, you want to let them know what the utility bill would normally be in that house. Okay, so if I'm selling a house and I know the utility bill would normally be $400 a month or $300 a month, but my solar system utility bill is $161 a month. That's my house, my scenario. I pay $161 for my first system. That is something that I'm going to share with those clients, right? As a seller on the listing side to make that system more attractive. On the buying side, right? This agent has a buyer and the buyer's a little nervous about buying that home with the solar system on it. Call us, we'll go over the contract and give you the bullet points to take to your client, right? So we'll say, hey, the normal rate in this area for energy is 36 cents a kilowatt. Your client is paying 17 cents, okay? We'll give them the pros, we'll give them the cons of the system that's already on the house for them, okay? To help them get over that purchase. Also, if you're representing a buyer as a realtor and there's a leased system, you can ask for a credit that's equal to 1 or 2 years of payments from the seller. Or you can ask the seller to pay part of the buyout quote if they're not paying it all, right? Instead of transferring that new payment over to the buyer, why don't we ask the seller to pay a part of this payout quote? The quote is 20,000, they pay 10, we pay 10. Okay, if that's an option. Or that's not an option, the solar payments are $161 a month. What's that times 2 years? Let's ask for a seller credit for that amount. Okay, so these are different tips and tricks and ideas that these realtors can now take away from this meeting and go and use right away with their clients and help their clients save some money. Okay, why am I doing this? Okay, because I have partnered with Powur. I found Powur 3 years ago through another trusted real estate professional that takes care of their clients, a top professional in the industry, just like my husband and myself, okay, that takes care of their clients. If you click that QR code, it will tell you a little bit more about Powur, but just in a nutshell, in the 3 years that I've been a part of Powur, they've been on the INC, on the Inc. 5000 list, and 3 years in a row. Last year, they were number 43 in 2022 of America's fastest growing private company for solar. Okay, so I explained that to them. Powur is a nationwide platform. It is not a traditional brick and mortar solar company. It is a nationwide platform similar to Amazon, similar to Uber, similar to eXp Realty. Okay, realtors understand that language. They understand that talk. What does that mean? It means that I don't work for a specific Company, I don't have to sell you what they say I have to sell you. I'm a real estate broker. I'm a solar broker, just like I'm a real estate broker. And I have access to all the equipment, panels, warranties, everything. So you can customize a solution for your client. Okay, I explained that to them. I explained that with some traditional solar companies, especially of the past, when they're brick and mortar, they really sell to you what the owner says to sell to you. They really push to you what the client tells them to push to you. That's why in the past 10 years ago or more, when it came to solar in the real estate world, the first option most companies push were PPA or a lease to our client. They didn't even give our clients an option of ownership, right? Because they work for a company and the company says, sell this, that's what they do, okay? So that's a little bit of on the back end of how solar works. So when I got into it, I made sure there was a way to take care of our real estate clients so they had a good solar experience and they didn't have a bad taste in their mouth about solar. Okay, one of those ways was to partner with a nationwide company that has millions and millions of dollars in reserves, that's not going out of business anytime soon, that's in fact growing by leaps and bounds. And they're a platform. They're using the latest and greatest technology to run this company and keep it successful. Okay, so I talk about that. And then here is the biggie. This is the main reason why I partner with Powur. So many of my real estate clients, remember I said I had clients that were coming to me before I was in solar and they were saying, oh, I've got this problem or this is wrong. What do we do? The biggest problem was they brought a solar system and 4, 5, 6 years later, whatever it was, something went wrong. They went to reach out to their original company. That company was out of business. Now, what do I do with this system? My warranty is no good. Okay. When I partnered with Powur, the main reason again was for this 30-year solar warranty. It's a bumper to bumper warranty that goes on top of the manufacturer's warranty. What does it mean? It means zero deductible, zero out-of-pocket costs. Should something go wrong with that system between year 1 and year 30, it is covered. Okay, including roof penetrations, truck rolls, it includes all of those things. Super important for our clients, okay, because that's where the problem comes up. You don't want to refer your client to a solar professional and then 2 years later that company is out of business. Then what? Okay, so I talk about that. And then I go into the ambassador program. I let them know again, Powur is a platform. We don't work off of cold marketing. We work off of referrals. So every time I'm sorry, this is the wrong slide. The ambassador program, that slide, okay? Every time I have a customer that goes solar with us, I sign them up as an ambassador. When they decide to go solar with us, a $1,000 fee is paid from Powur to that referee. Okay, so I always explain that to people. In my meetings, my #1 goal is to engage with them, but not just for deals, is to educate and train them and get them to sign up as ambassadors for my platform. Okay, why? Because I know if they don't have a client now that's going solar or has solar questions, they will in the very near future, and they can be partnered up with me already and linked up to refer their clients to. Okay, the slide I skipped, I do go over. It's a simple, hassle-free process. I let them know there's 8 steps in the process. I let them know that it is a construction job. It's just like real estate. Real estate, we're the puppet masters as the realtor. We take care of the lender, the appraiser, the title, and we make sure everything falls into a neat little bow. It's the same way with solar. It's a construction job. There's installers, there's AHJs, jurisdictions, permit departments. There's all these different entities. And us as the rep, we make sure it's all wrapped up in a neat little bow so that our client is satisfied at the end of the experience. Okay, so I go through that with them and explain how that works. And then last but not least, when I'm wrapping up that class, I give them my video of my solar journey. And so I've got this YouTube video. I know some of you on Powur have seen it. If you click this QR code, you will find it. It is the second video I made of my solar journey and how I got into solar as a real estate professional. Okay, I'm not going to play it here right now, just for time's sake. But again, if you grab the newsletter, that video will be there on the newsletter as well. So I end with this little video and show them my journey. It's about a 3-minute video. It's myself. There's another realtor in here, another lender that speaks as well and talks about his journey and why realtors and lenders should really look at partnering, if not with me, but with Powur as a solar company, with a professional to help their clients that are going solar, that are being door knocked as soon as they move in. Within the first 2 or 3 months that they move in, they're getting door knocked for solar. Are they getting solicited at Sam's Club or at Costco for solar? Nothing wrong with that approach, nothing against those people. But when we're real estate professionals and lenders, we have a different mindset. It's more of a building relationship mindset. We've got clients that we've dealt with for 20 years, that we've sold 3, 4 homes to, family members, mom, dad, as the kids get older, we're helping them. right? And so when a trusted real estate professional is helping their clients go solar, it's just a different experience, a different feel, a different approach. And so that's the message that I'm trying to get across. That's the education that I'm trying to put out there for them. I'm not going to run the video. At the end of each of those sessions, I say, okay, it's time for questions and answers, right? And I let them start throwing their questions out at me. And believe me, there's quite a few questions all the time in the room. So I always leave about 15, 20 minutes for questions and answers. That's how you're going to engage with the audience, find out who's interested in what you have, find out who wants to be an ambassador or part of your program. And literally, that's it. Okay, that's my training. That's in a nutshell. Like I said, I do this at boards. I do this online for groups. And every time I tell people that I work with real estate agents, they say, what do you say? How do you do it? This is what I do. And this is what I would recommend to anyone. Put together a slide deck, right? So you put together your slide deck. An example of this one will be in a newsletter, no problem. There's some slide decks on powur.com that you can use, but put together and personalize that slide deck, book the training, and then go in front of the room and go through the slide deck and explain and just give information and offer help and smile and be friendly, a friendly resource that they can come back to if they do have questions later on, right? I get the list of participants that came to each event, and then I follow up with each of those participants with an email that'll have this slide deck and some more information about the ambassador program. And then once I send the email a day or two later, I make phone calls. Hey, did you get my email? How'd you like the training? Did you want to know more about, X, Y, or Z? Do you have any clients? I even call the people that registered that did not show up. Hey, noticed you registered and you couldn't show up. Did you have any questions about solar that you needed answers on today? Oh, yes, no questions. Okay, I have another training coming up in Arcadia in April on the 4th. Would you like to be a part of that? And that's literally what I do. I try to set a training, some type of education at least once a month, maybe twice a month, and go from there. And if you guys do that and take this tactic and run with it, create you a slide deck, get in front of that group and speak, you will be successful. There is no, I can't get leads when you use an approach like this. Okay. And that, my friends, is going to conclude that training. So at this time, I am going to go back to our Women of Power training and go ahead and end out this meeting. Let's see. Oh, wait. Wrong screen share. All right. Excuse me, I normally don't have two PowerPoints up at the same time, so excuse
That
me.
was so good, Marisa.
My
Thank you
family.
so much.
Thank you. Let me go back to that screen. It's screen 2, share. All right, we're back at the right screen. So let me go ahead and wrap up this meeting for us. Thank you guys for listening to that training. I do want to point out that NEM 3.0 was still on the horizon. We've got at least to the 24th with SCE. The other ones may be a little longer. Please go check out your NEM 3.0 toolkit and use those resources. Also, we still have a solar incentive going, anywhere from a year to a year and a half worth of payments sent to that homeowner. Very attractive incentive to help get people off the fence. Please go and use those resources as well. This is a screenshot of our Women of Power newsletter. Again, you will have this training in the newsletter plus the slide that I had in there. If you put your first and last name and email in the chat box, we'll make sure you get on that Women of Power list to get our newsletters and all of our prior recordings. And we always end with a quote, an inspirational quote. And this week, that quote is, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest," by good old Ben Franklin. So at this time, I'm going to thank everybody again for joining our training. And we so look forward to seeing you back here next week. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Women of Power training series. I hope that you got some great value out of that video, and there's much, much more where that came from. Listen, if you'd like to join Powur or find out more about this awesome and amazing platform, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Have a great day.